Hi, welcome back to the Major Remix. I'm your host, Kayla Manshine. Our program takes a look into the many areas of study offered here at Morehead State University. This week we'll be taking a look at the criminology program and the psychology program with guest students Caitlin Hall and Maggie Davis. And then with the minor mix, Nick will be interviewing Madison Buchanan about the gender studies minor. We'll be right back after this.
No matter how high they soar.
They never forget where they learned to fly.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
Once an eagle, always an eagle.
And we're back with our criminology guest, Caitlin Hall. So, thank you for letting me interview you.
Of course, thanks for letting me on.
Thank you. So before we continue with this interview, I'd like to show you a video segment that we filmed of students around campus and what they think of the criminology program. You're actually in this video.
Awesome.
So let's take a look.
I think that criminology is a focus in laws and in, I don't want to say murder cases, but
I think criminology is the study of criminals and how to catch them and how to deal with them.
I think criminology is the study of crime and the justice system.
The study of how to solve crimes, like a mix of forensics, the legal side, all of that.
all I can think of is Bones, but that's a TV show.
You study criminals and how they think, what their thoughts are, what they go through, their childhood behaviors and how it made them into criminals.
The study of the criminal justice system.
Criminal Minds.
The study of laws and how it impacts people.
If I had to guess, I'd say the criminology major would be the study of criminal law.
People who want to go into the FBI or the police force or even just being lawyers.
What I think criminology is about, studying crimes and the people who commit them.
How the legal system works in America and kind of just all around and the principles they use to make the laws and stuff.
I think criminology is the study and betterment of people trying to help each other, and it's really important to me because I think everyone should be willing to help others in the world.
So, what do you think of the video?
I think it's really well put together. I really wish that I had been more prepared in my answer. Looked like a baby in that video, but that's okay.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your program? What is criminology?
Criminology is basically how the law works, how things are done, the legal system of everything. And I think the reason it's so interesting to people is because in our country, the legal system is very important. It's a really wide talked about topic, and people want to understand more of their rights.
So what sorts of classes would a student in this program take?
You'll take how to create wills, leases. I have a really good, interesting class of law and individual rights. I took it with Elle Albrink. She's amazing. And you learn all kinds of topics that's very interesting to you, and it affects you.
So would you say you get a lot of hands-on experience, or would you say most of your coursework is lecture style?
I would say most of it's lecture style, but you are offered opportunities to make it hands-on later on in the program.
What types of field experience are offered to students that are in this program?
In this program specifically, even though I'm not as involved as I'd like to be, you can do ride-alongs that I know of and internships that you can do. I don't really partake in those because it's my minor, but I think it's very interesting, and I know people who do it as their major love them.
Well, thank you for taking the time to let me interview you.
It was really nice to be interviewed. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this to talk more about the psychology program with our guest, Maggie Davis.
Here at Morehead State University, the nursing program is ranked 4th in the state and is named one of the best in the nation. Students have access to the latest in medical technology to provide hands-on practices. The Department of Nursing is creating nurses that want to change the world by saving others.
Career Services offers many different services to both students and employers. We're here to connect students with employers and graduate programs. We help students along in the process of polishing their resumes and getting ready for interviews.
I'm here with our second student guest, Maggie Davis, to talk about the psychology program. So can you tell me a little bit about your program?
I actually took about a semester to decide to be a psychology major just because I wanted to really think about it and get in depth. But I took a general ed course that was psychology and I fell in love with it. It's just a really cool program with really cool people, and it's a good skill to have to be able to like learn about people and learn how to maintain relationships and that kind of thing.
So what sorts of classes would you take if you were in the psychology program?
That's also a really cool thing because you can take classes about developmental psychology, so like toddlers, infants, that kind of stuff, and you can take psychology classes solely about the brain, like the neuroscience kind. There's tons of different classes you can take that all center around psychology.
Yes. Would you say you get a lot of hands-on experience, or is it more lecture-style coursework?
I would say there's some of both. The internship and the more hands-on stuff probably comes later in the major, like junior, senior, those kinds of years.
Are there any specific classes that you've taken that like really stand out to you that you'd recommend to incoming students?
I'm taking a class, Psych 156, where we are learning about life development from infancy to all the way to like elders, older people, and I love the class. It's really insightful, and there's a lot of amazing stuff that you can learn.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
It is great to be here.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this with Nick interviewing Madison Buchanan about the Gender Studies minor. Thank you.
Hey, it's Nick with the Minor Mix. I'm here with Madison Buchanan, and today we're going to talk about
gender studies.
Yes. So this minor is 15 hours, right?
15 hours, yep.
Would you say that's a heavy workload, heavy lot?
Not really. I think it's pretty standard for a minor, and the work it's not super difficult. It's mainly just thought-provoking. So if you like to think, maybe, or learn about, big issues, it's not really a lot. It feels, for me, since I work in activism anyway, it kind of feels like a normal sort of thing for me.
So activism, is that why you chose this minor, you think? You think it complements that?
It's definitely why I chose this minor. I work a lot in documentary production, and I mainly work in activism. I think it's really important to tell other people's stories and let people's voices be heard. So when I took a class for gender studies, I was like, this is perfect. It goes exactly with what I want. And so I was like, yes, absolutely.
Nice. So your major, what is your major?
It's convergent media.
So would you say gender studies is a good?
Yes. It's like the perfect combination for me, because it takes the media aspect, which is what I'm really passionate about, and like my creative thinking. That's my preferred form of medium, I guess. And then you take the content from gender studies, and it helps me, I think, tell stories that maybe I wouldn't be able to if I didn't have both of these directions.
Well, that's wonderful. So there's a lot of classes in that minor. What would you say is the favorite class?
My favorite class also is related to media. It's race, class, and gender in the media. So it talks about all sorts of social issues that are showed within the media, you know, all sorts of biases, things that you wouldn't really think about. And it sort of intertwines them really well. So I really like that class. And there's several classes that I like. There's one that's feminist authors, where you discuss feminist writers through the ages and stuff like that. So I like that class a lot too, so yeah.
Okay. So if someone wanted to contact you for more info, your advisor, do you remember their information?
Yeah, my advisor is Bernadette Barton. She's awesome. She's over the whole gender studies program, and she's even written books that we use as textbooks, so she's really cool. And her email is b.barton@moreheadstate.edu.
Okay.
So yeah.
You can find that information beside of me. Thank you, Madison,
Thank
for being on
you.
the show. We'll be right back with Kaylee.
And that's all we have for this week with the Major Remix. If you are interested in the criminology program, you can call 606-783-2656, or you can contact Dr. Murphy at d.murphy@moreheadstate.edu. Or if you're interested in the psychology program, you can call 606-783-2981, or you can email Dr. Greg Corso at g.corso@moreheadstate.edu. Be sure to tune in next week for a more in-depth look at the programs offered here at Morehead State University. It'll be a good one. Thank you.